Hello and welcome to Talking Golf with Gary. This week, the dynamic Gary will introduce you to all kinds of topics pertinent to this past week of golf. He'll give you some tidbits of information as what's coming up and take you on a tour around the world for all of the golfing highlights. Sit back and enjoy Talking Golf with Gary.
Gary is sick this week, so he tried some technology to get this podcast to you. Hope you had a good week and enjoyed a great golf tournament. Rory McIlroy won the Honda Classic with a performance worthy of the new number one player in golf. Right when it looked as though McIlroy had no serious challenge Sunday, Tiger Woods put some color into that red shirt with a birdie eagle finish for 62, his lowest final round ever, to get within one shot of the lead. McIlroy could hear the roar from the farthest corner of PGA National, and the 22-year-old from Northern Ireland responded with some clutch golf of his own. He made an 8-foot birdie putt, and then made 3 clutch par saves during a daunting stretch at PGA National. He played it safe with a 2-shot lead on the par 5 18th and made par to close with a 1 under 69 and the victory he needed to replace Luke Donald atop the world ranking that will be published Monday. McIlroy is the 16th player to be number 1 in the world, and the second youngest behind Woods, who was 21 when he first went to number 1 after the 1997 U.S. Open. Woods made 2 eagles in the final round and wound up 2 shots behind, along with Tom Gillis, who birdied the last hole for 69. McIlroy, who finished on 12 under 268, won for the 5th time in his career. 3 of those are on the PGA Tour, including his record-setting victory in the U.S. Open last summer at Congressional. He has finished out of the top 5 only once since the PGA Championship last August. He was 9 shots behind going into the final round, and even a 31 on the front 9 in blustery conditions left him 5 shots behind McIlroy. But the finish, especially that 5-iron into the 18th green, was vintage Woods, and it at least gave him a chance. Lee Westwood, playing 2 groups ahead of Woods, closed with a 63 to finish alone in 4th. Edward Lohr won the Panama Championship on Sunday for first nationwide tour title, closing with a 4 over 74 for one-stroke victory over 4 players. The 34-year-old left-hander, 4 strokes ahead entering the final round, survived a triple bogey 7 on the 7th hole and had only 2 birdies in the final round, the last on the par 4 16th. He finished at 4 under 276 and earned $99,000. Cameron Percy, Ryan Armour, Luke List and Brian Smock tied for second. Percy finished with a 67, Armour and List shot 68, and Smock had a 69. Lohr, a 6'4" former Oklahoma State player, has 2 victories on the Asian Tour, winning the 2003 Thailand Open and 2004 Korean Open. We will be back after these messages.
For all the listeners of Talking Golf with Gary, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 14-day trial to give you a chance to check out their service. Over 75,000 titles to choose from in many different categories, including science fiction, mysteries, biographies, sports, computers, you name it, they have it. To download your free audiobook today, go to audiblepodcast.com/talkinggolfwithgary. Again, that's audiblepodcast.com/talkinggolfwithgary for your free audiobook today. You can now hear our show while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. on-demand news, talk, and more on your mobile phone. The latest episode is always available for you, no syncing needed and no memory or storage wasted. Available for your iPhone, Android phone, WebOS phone, or your BlackBerry. Downloading is easy. Go to Stitcher.com or check out your app store. Stitcher, smart radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
In other news, if USGA Executive Director Mike Davis has his way, the record low scores at last year's U.S. Open at Congressional are unlikely to travel to the West Coast. Davis said Monday at San Francisco's Majestic Olympic Club that the course will be the hardest start in a U.S. Open when players tee off June 14th. The unleveled lake course in the serene setting just across the street from the Pacific Ocean will play at a par 77,170 yards. 373 yards longer than the last time it hosted the national championship in 1998, including the 670-yard 16th hole that would be the longest par 5 in the event's history. Windy conditions and the threat of the city's famous fog also could make the hilly course with fast fairways even tougher. In decades past, the usual reaction has been to overcompensate after so many red numbers ended up on the leaderboard. The challenge for the USGA is finding a balance between maintaining its standards and turning the tournament into a gimmick. The front 9 will play at a par 34 and the back 9 a par 36. The first hole is now a par 4 and the 17th a par 5. The 8th hole, once one of the easiest on the course, is entirely new from 1998, with little room for error along the right side trees. The par 5 16th can play as long as 670 yards on the back tees, which Davis expects to happen at least 2 days. The previous longest hole in Open history is the 667-yard par 5 12th in 2007 at Oakmount, according to the USGA. Donald Trump purchased the iconic Tgwg Golf Resort for a reported $150 million on last Monday. After the resort plunged into bankruptcy a year ago, Trump made an initial bid of $170 million for the resort, before finalizing terms on a deal that will see him get Tgwg for a bargain basement price. Just to give you an idea of how far the resort has fallen, Ryan Ballengee of Golf Talk Central noted Morgan Stanley subsidiary CNL Hotel and Resorts Incorporated purchased Tgwg for $501 million back in 2007, which means the value of the resort has fallen some $330 million in the last 5 years. The deal will see Trump take over 4 of the resort's 5 courses. Greg Norman's Great White Course was retained by a New York hedge fund to be the centerpiece of a future real estate development and the 692-room hotel. Trump also plans to have golf course designer Gil Hens, who helped restore the North Course at Los Angeles Country Club and designed Castle Stewart, come in and redesign all 4 courses, including the iconic Blue Monster course that will host the upcoming WGC Cadillac Championship. In an excerpt from Hank Haney's soon-to-be-released Tiger Tell-All, posted on GolfDigest.com, the instructor confirmed there was a point when Woods considered giving up golf to become a Navy SEAL. Tiger was seriously considering becoming a Navy SEAL. I didn't know how he'd go about it, but when he talked about it, it was clear he had a plan. I thought, wow, here is Tiger Woods, greatest athlete on the planet, maybe the greatest athlete ever, right in the middle of his prime, basically ready to leave it all behind for a military life. While the excerpt didn't specify when Woods seriously considered giving up golf, You have to believe it was most likely between 2004 and 2008. He won 6 majors during that span, when Haney and Woods were working together. Woods has a military background and spent 4 days going through training at Fort Bragg in 2004 also. His father, Earl, was a Green Beret in the U.S. Army, so it shouldn't come as a total shock that he considered joining the armed forces. American Honda Motor Company announced Wednesday that it has signed a 4-year extension as the title sponsor of the Honda Classic, keeping it the longest active sponsorship on the PGA Tour. Honda first became the title sponsor in 1981 when it was played at Inverrary. It has since moved to 5 other golf courses in South Florida, with PGA National starting in 2007. The second longest title sponsor still going is the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am, dating to 1986. Shell has been title sponsor of the Houston Open since 1992. The extension adds to a remarkable job the PGA Tour has done with title sponsorship in recent years, especially in the wake of a severe economic downturn. Dating to the advent of the FedEx Cup in 2007, there have been 23 new title sponsors, including new tournaments in Puerto Rico and Mexico. The only tournament in immediate jeopardy is in 2 weeks at Innisbrook, where Transitions has said it would renew its sponsorship. Listen to my podcast weekly at http://tgwg.podomatic.com, Stitcher Smart Radio. Get the free app at stitcher.com/talkinggolfwithgary, tune.com, as well as on iTunes. View the podcast at YouTube, Duffer Sports, or at Vimeo. Duffer Sports, or right here at blogspot.com. Visit my online store at www.zazzle.com/talkinggolfwithgary. That's it for this week. Enjoy the golf action, and hopefully Gary will be back next week with more Talking Golf with Gary.